NLWN-TV now brings you the In the Dugout show. A look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, join us in the dugout.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's edition of In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's game between the 1-1 Eau Claire Cavaliers and the 4-3 overall, 0-1 in the CRBL, Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. Today's game is technically a home game for the Cavaliers, although the Cavs aren't really at the home confines of Carson Park. Carson Park was in use by UW Eau Claire, so this game needed to be played in Altoona at Cinder City Park, although the Cavaliers are still the home team. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the Lumberjacks. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Pete Bartingale's perspective on today's game in the Pete Bartingale Show. Following that, we'll take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to get some perspective on how today's game fits in overall. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from Cinder City Park in Altoona. So, it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that. Coming up right after this brief timeout, you're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Now, in a few minutes, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks from Cinder City Park in Altoona. This is a home game for the Cavaliers. However, Carson Park was unavailable due to a UW Eau Claire game scheduled for there, so the game is in Altoona today. Now, last Sunday, the Cavaliers were able to get back on the winning track with an impressive 9-0 win over the Beef River Bullfrogs. In that game, the Cavaliers took the lead in the fourth inning when Connor O'Reilly scored on a double steal with Chris Killian taking second base. The Cavs added to the scoring in that inning when Killian scored on a wild pitch by Bullfrog pitcher Wes Boyarski. And then Jackson Faulkner, last week's Geno's player of the game, scored on Jaden Nix's sacrifice fly to center field. The Cavaliers tacked on 3 more runs in the fifth inning with Connor O'Reilly, Cole Timon, and Jackson Faulkner each crossing the plate. Add another run in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings by Anthony Pogodzinski, Jackson Faulkner, and Josh Garcia, and it all adds up to a 9-0 Cavalier victory. On the mound, the Cavs were led by the 3-hit performance of Lucas Costley. Costley, coming off a no decision at Jim Falls the previous week, went 8 innings, allowed 3 hits, struck out 7, and walked only 2. Costley is now 1-0 on the season with a 0.00 earned run average. Closing the game out for the Cavaliers in a no-save situation was Austin Getch, who faced 3 batters in the 9th inning and striking out 2. Today, the Cavaliers take on the 4-3 overall and 0-1 in the CRBL Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. The Lumberjacks started the season back in April at the Old Town Baseball Tournament at the Woodside Sports Complex in Mauston. The Jacks won the tournament with a 2-1 record after losing the opener to Wapaka, then came back to defeat Wisconsin Dells, Riverman, and the Kewaskum A's. The Jacks then won a pair of non-league games over the Cadott Red Sox, a game that we carried here on NLWN-TV, and the Beef River Bullfrogs. The Jacks then dropped a non-league game to the Tony Hayshakers before losing their league opener to the Eau Claire Bears 7-4. Leading the way at the plate for the 1-1 Cavaliers is returning veteran Ethan Kjellberg, who, although it's a short sample size, is hitting at a .400 clip. He's followed by another returning veteran, Cole Timon, who's batting .375. Josh Garcia, Chris Killian, Jackson Faulkner, Connor O'Reilly, and Austin Getch rounded out the Cavaliers, who are hitting over .300, with each coming in at .333. Leading the way on the mound for the Cavs is newcomer Lucas Costley. Costley has a 1-0 record with a 0.00 earned run average. He has a whip, which is walks and hits per innings pitched, of 0.69. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get manager Pete Bartingale's perspective as we chat with him on the Pete Bartingale Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Time now for the Pete Bartingale Show, where Cavalier manager Pete Bartingale gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, the Pete Bartingale Show.
Today we're talking with Cavalier manager Pete Bartingale. And Pete, before we get into today's matchup, let's take a quick look back at last weekend's game where the Cavs seemed to find their stride in a 9-0 win over the Beef River Bullfrogs. Your comments about that game?
Yeah, I thought we came out a little bit more determined. I thought we were a little more. I thought our first game we were a little tight, which was to be expected. A lot of the guys didn't know each other that well, but against Beef River, I thought we came out a little bit more relaxed. And again, I thought Lucas Costley pitched really well, and I thought our hitters put the ball in play better and just hit the ball better. And having Pogozinski in the lineup helps a lot, I think, as he hit a couple balls really hard, and then I thought Jackson Faulkner hit some nice balls as well. So I thought everybody put the ball in play, which it just helped put pressure on the other team.
In fact, you mentioned it. There was some pretty impressive pitching by young Lucas Costley. He went 8 innings, gave up only 3 hits. That in itself has got to be reassuring. And then you've got Austin Getch came in to shut things down at the end of the game, and you've got Ethan Kjellberg and Carter Hesselman trickling back in. That's got to set your mind at ease quite a bit about the starting or the pitching rotation that you've got.
Yeah, as the college schedule starts to wind down, a lot of our guys are going to be coming back. Our Blue Gold guys are coming back, Stout guys, Hamlin. And so Ethan Kjellberg will pitch today from Stout, and in Lucas Reese Lucas also is joining our team. He's from Stout. He'll probably be in a little relief, and then we also have Lucas Costley as well. So I don't know if I want to throw Lucas a lot today because again, he's probably thrown over 200 pitches in the last 2 weeks. So I'd like to maybe give him a rest today.
Well, and then you do have a game on Wednesday as well, so you got to have somebody able to throw it.
Yes, but we have Xavier Bemister who could be ready to throw that game. He pitched at Hamlin, and Bryson Gash from the Blue Golds should be available Wednesday. So, like you said, we have some people that are going to be available now. So, some more options.
Now, in just a few minutes, you kind of alluded to it also. The Cavaliers will be heading into their home opener, so to speak. It's against the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. It is at Altoona at Cinder City Park. Evidently Carson Park is in use today, and so we're playing over in Cinder City Park. And the Lumberjacks opened their season going 4-1 in their non-league schedule before dropping 2 games last weekend, one of which was their CRBL opener to the Eau Claire Bears. That was a 7-4 game. What can you tell us about the Lumberjacks?
Again, I'm new to the league, but I know they have a nice team, and they won the league last year, right? Or came in second.
Second place.
So second place. So we know they're going to be extremely tough, and it's just a game that we need, and we need to move forward. So, in all honesty, Rick, at times I know you ask me this question all the time. I think I worry about our team and what we can do, and every team has great players, and we just worry about what we can do well, and the Cavaliers will be ready today.
Now, you did mention a little bit about some of the Cavalier collegiate players. Who are you looking to be available now for this game?
Well, Caden Erickson comes back from Hamlin. Xavier Bemister comes back from Hamlin. Ryan Vinny's back from the Blue Golds. And so we have some people coming in here that can start playing. We're going to get some guys trickling in here. But I've been impressed with the players that we've had playing our first two games. So I think there's going to be some competition there, and there'll be some rotation today. But I don't think we have any weakness or drop off. We just have great players, and everyone will have to participate.
Any specific lineup changes that you're looking to maybe have happen?
Caden Erickson, I think, will lead off today from Hamlin. I think Cavalier Nation will be impressed with him. He's a great player. I've had him in travel. So the lineup may be a little different. We added Pogozinski last week. Xavier Bemister will most likely be in the lineup today. He's a two-way player. He's a pitcher, but I've also coached him in travel, and I think he'll surprise some people. He can play. He can hit, so he'll be in the lineup as well. So some new people will be there.
Well, Pete, good luck on today's game. Hopefully the Cavaliers can climb right back into the CRBL race with a win in their home opener.
All right, thanks, Rick.
You've been tuned to the Pete Bartingale Show with Cavalier manager Pete Bartingale's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. Now, taking a look at the action this past week around the Chippewa River Baseball League, last Saturday, the Jim Falls Sturgeons held on to their position atop the CRBL with a 9-2 decision over the Cadott Red Sox. Meanwhile, the Bloomer Woodticks were able to hold on despite a furious rally by the Eau Claire Rivermen to pick up their first win of the season. The Woodticks opened up a 7-1 lead over the Rivermen, only to see the Rivermen claw their way back into the game. The Woodticks were able to hang on to pick up the 7-6 victory. Now, on Sunday, the Eau Claire Bears hosted the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks at Cinder City Park in Altoona. Then the Lumberjacks held a 2-0 lead in the fourth inning with Lumberjack ace Levi Schaller on the mound, only to see the Bears come storming back to take the 7-4 win. Then down in Strum, the Beef River Bullfrogs hosted the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, behind the 3-hit pitching of Lucas Costley, cruised to the 9-0 win. On Wednesday the 11th, the Cadott Red Sox hosted the Eau Claire Bears, where the Bears emerged victorious 8-4. Now, coming into this weekend, the Chippewa River League standings are as follows. The Jim Falls Sturgeons and the Eau Claire Bears are tied for the top spot with 2-0 records. The Bloomer Woodticks are a half game back in third. Tied for fourth place are the Cavaliers and the Eau Claire Rivermen at 1 game back. Also, a game back and tied for sixth place are the yet-to-play Tilden Tigers and Osseo Merchants. The Lumberjacks are a game and a half back, while the Beef River Bullfrogs and the Cadott Red Sox are 2 games out, tied for 9th place. In addition to the Cavalier game versus the Lumberjacks, the other games slated for today, we find the Osseo Merchants opening their 2022 CRBL season by traveling to Bloomer to take on the Woodticks. And the Tilden Tigers will begin defense of their CRBL championship when they host the Cadott Red Sox at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls. Also, the Beef River Bullfrogs travel to the Jim Falls Sturgeons, and the Eau Claire Rivermen host the Eau Claire Bears. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of the Cavalier players from this season on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
Today on Cavalier Profile, we're talking with Anthony Pogodzinski, or Pogo as we like to refer to him.
Yeah.
Can you fill us in a little bit about your baseball background?
Basically played baseball since kindergarten, T-ball, and then I played all the way up to UW, and then got cut this last fall, but sorry, I'm still excited to play some more baseball again.
So you're going to stick it out with the Cavs and maybe put a couple more over that right field fence like last year. Okay. When did you actually start playing baseball?
Probably like 5 or 6 years old, probably, I'm gonna assume.
Okay. Now, aside from the Cavaliers, what's the highest level that you've played?
With the UW Eau Claire for Division III baseball.
Can you tell us about your most memorable experience as a baseball player or as a fan?
Most memorable is probably playing in 2019 with Eau Claire North baseball high school team. We ended up winning the state championship.
That's a pretty exciting experience.
Yeah.
I can understand why that would be. All right, how about filling us in a little bit about your family and other people who might be coming to watch you at Cavs games?
Tim and Julie, my mom and dad, then my grandparents, Vince and Kathy sometimes will show up. Or not sometimes, they try showing up to every single game like a typical grandparents. And my girlfriend, Riley, and some other people sometimes here and there.
Okay, very good. In fact, they kind of need to rope off a section for the Pogo fan club.
Yeah.
All right, some rapid fire questions for you. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Cookies.
Particular kind?
Not really.
Just something?
No, not oatmeal raisin, though.
Okay, anything other than oatmeal raisin?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite color, why?
Light blue or red. Kind of just been that way since I was younger.
Okay, now, if you could have a superpower, what do you think it would be?
Probably teleportation, so you don't have to travel or take time to travel.
Just all of a sudden you're there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you had a superpower like that, of course you have to have a superhero name. So what's Pogo's superhero name?
I don't know. Just go Pogo.
Just Pogo. Okay. That works.
Yeah.
Favorite Major League team?
Angels. More specifically because like Mike Trout.
Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, that was the next thing I was going to ask you. The player that inspired you the most as you were growing up?
That would be actually Albert Pujols, which he actually got traded from the Dodgers to back to the Cardinals for a one-year term this year.
Okay. What was your favorite movie or TV show as you were growing up?
Probably for TV show, probably SpongeBob SquarePants.
All right, SpongeBob. All right. We're talking with Pogo here on Cavalier Profile, and when you're not playing baseball, what are we going to find you doing?
Hunting, fishing, anything outdoors, or even like hiking. That's basically the same thing. Sometimes playing video games.
Now, when you're out there playing for the Cavaliers, where are the fans going to find you on the field?
First base, or trying around the bases after a home run, or even like playing catcher sometimes.
Thank goodness for the home run trot. You don't have to put a lot of speed into it, right?
Yeah.
Profile coming up next, more of In the Dugout.
This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more In the Dugout coming right up.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today, the Cavaliers look to start their home season off on a winning track, even if they're not at Carson Park. The Cavaliers will need to continue the solid hitting and strong pitching they demonstrated last week in their 9-0 win over the Beef River Bullfrogs. The Lumberjacks, who had been off to a hot start prior to last weekend, look to start swinging their axe and cutting down the opponents again following the 2 losses they suffered at the hands of the Tony Hayshakers in a non-league game and the Eau Claire Bears in their league opener. This will mark the 2nd week in a row the Lumberjacks will have to visit Cinder City Park. Now, in just a moment, I'll be joining my colleague Dan Petschow at Cinder City Park in Altoona as we bring you all the action of today's game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. This has been a presentation of NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball.
Being prepared is a part of who you are. But it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Eau Claire Cavalier baseball is on the air. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV proudly brings you today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us as we follow the Cavs while they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Long fly ball by Pogo, and it's out of here! A 3-run shot by Anthony Pogozinski.
And now, out to the ballpark for coverage of today's game.
And good afternoon, and welcome to Cinder City Park in Altoona for the home opener of the Eau Claire Cavaliers, or home so to speak. Dan, this doesn't look like the home we're used to.
Yeah, this is a whole different view for us.
It is a whole different
Check, 1,
view,
2,
and
1,
we're
2,
trying to
check. 1, 2,
your
1,
microphone
2, 1,
is at there, and I'll tell you what, are you ready to do the starting lineups for us, Dan?
Yeah, I am. All right, for the Chippewa Lumberjacks, they're going to start out with number 22, Nolan Hustler. He'll be at shortstop. Batting second will be number 21, Jake Varsho. He'll be at third base. Batting third will be number 0, Caleb Gardo at catcher. Batting fourth will be number 17, Nate Hayes. He'll be at first base. Batting fifth will be number 8, Jimmy Schemenauer at right field. Batting sixth will be number 2, Chandler Blair. He'll be DHing. Batting seventh will be number 11, Matt Martineau. He'll be at second base. Batting eighth will be number 5, Dawson Mathwig. He'll be at center field. Batting ninth will be number 14, Blake Tripler. He'll be at left field. And pitching will be number 28, Isaiah Katz for the Cavs. The Eau Claire Cavaliers, batting first will be number 6, Caden Erickson. He'll be at second base. Batting second will be number 5, Jackson Vance. He'll be at shortstop. Batting fourth will be number 19, Cole Timon. He'll be catching. Batting fifth will be number 13, Connor O'Reilly. He'll be in right field. Batting sixth, number 4 is Xavier Benminster. He'll be at center field. Batting seventh will be number 25, Chris Killian. He'll be DHing. Batting eighth will be number 2, Mitch Valor, and he'll be at left field.
He's also our Geno's player of the game, and I'll mention that in just a minute.
Yeah. Batting ninth will be number 11, Jackson Faulkner. He will be at third base. And pitching for the Cavaliers will be Ethan Kilberg.
Should mention the Geno's player of the game today. Of course, that will be Mitch Valor. And that means if you stop out to Geno's tomorrow, Monday, and mention the player of the game, mention Mitch Valor's name, you'll get a free soft drink. And even better, if Mitch happens to get an extra base hit, you get a free appetizer. That's out there at Geno's Pizza, right next to Action City and Chaos Water Park. And last couple days we had weather warm enough so that might actually feel pretty good.
Oh man, anytime on the water is good.
And they're doing the starting lineups, and we are just about ready for the national anthem. So I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
And we're back here at Cinder City Park, and I'll be honest with you folks, I don't know why we got that stuff on the screen. I think Cassie's in the process of trying to get it fixed. And she's got all kinds of on-screen things that she needs to clear out of there. But on the mound for the Cavaliers, Ethan Kelberg getting his warm-up tosses in. Again, the Cavaliers defensively around the infield. We have Faulkner at third, Jackson Vance at short, Caden Erickson at second base, Anthony Pogozinski over at first base, Cole Timon behind the plate. The outfield is Bowler, Bemninster, and O'Reilly going from left to right. And as I mentioned, Ethan Kelberg on the mound. Kelberg comes into today's game with an ERA of 7.13 over at UW Stout. And at Stout, he had a 5-4 record. And the little bit of information that I got on him from Stout was that he had a rough start to the season. He was either off or he was really on. So leading off for the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks is Nolan Hutzler. And Kelberg winds and fires, and it's outside for ball one. And here's the pitch. Popped out of play along the right field line. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Please return them to the bleachers on the third base side.
Here's Kelberg's pitch. Grounded to Erickson at second. Throw over to Pogo at first, and 1 away.
Batting second for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, they are.
The third baseman,
Please
number
check.
21, Jake.
No, I'm asking Dan.
So that's going to bring up Jake Varsho. And he grounds it over to Jackson Vance at short. Throw over to first base, and they got him. Pogo had to come off the bag, but he made the tag. So it goes 6-3 on the putout. And that's going to bring up Caleb Gardo. Gardo comes into today's game with no stats so far from the Lumberjacks. It's his first appearance with the Lumberjacks this year. And the first pitch was high for ball one. And the pitch is a little low, ball two. 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody on, 2 down, top of the first inning. And that pitch was just a little bit low. Three balls, no strikes. And that's a called strike. Pretty automatic take pitch for Gardo. He steps back in. And the 3-1 pitch. Fouled off on the right side. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down. And here's the pitch, and it's high for ball 4. So Gardo draws a walk. That's going to bring up Nate Hayes.
The first baseman, number 17.
What the heck? We just lost the audio. Hayes is hitting 167.
Courtesy runner for the catcher, number 4, Trevor Franz.
All right, Trevor Franz comes in to run for Gardo over at first base. And the first pitch is a called strike over the inside corner, right at belt high. Ethan Kelberg did most of his work with the Cavaliers last year in relief. primarily as the closer for the Cavs. That pitch is inside, and it was a little bit too inside and got Hayes in the upper arm. So now we have 2 runners on, and Jimmy Schemenauer comes to the plate, the right fielder. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled off. Kelber kind of jammed him on that pitch. Right in on the fists. And Schemenauer fouled it over toward the Jacks dugout. This one's fouled off the right side.
If you could please bring those balls back to the bleachers on the third base side.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Kelber with the 0-2 pitch. It's outside for ball 1. This one's fouled off, and the bat goes flying towards the Cavalier dugout. And they throw it right back to him. And here comes the umpire with a little bit of the resin to put on the bat. Rub it down, make it a little, or not the umpire, the coach. Actually, it's Nolan Hutzler came out with it, and rub it down a little, make it stick a little bit. I got to say, it was graceful going through the air. Just hope nobody's on the receiving end of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch fouled away on the right side. Youngsters are already getting a workout chasing those foul balls on the right side. Kelber got the belt and the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Counts even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. We're in the top of the first inning. And here's the pitch. And it's a called third strike. So for the Lumberjacks in the first inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left on base. We've played a half inning. It's the Lumberjacks nothing and the Cavaliers coming to bat. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
And we're back here at Carson Park, and want to remind you today's Gino's Pizza player of the game is Mitch Voller, or Mitch Voller, depending on who you talk to and how it's pronounced. Mitch said it was Voller, and so I'll go with his pronunciation. And so make sure you go out to Gino's tomorrow and mention Mitch Voller's name. You'll get yourself a free soft drink. And when Mitch gets to the plate, if he happens to get an extra base hit, you get a free appetizer. And that's all courtesy of Gino's Pizza out near Action City and Chaos Water Park, out there near the intersection of 93 and I-94. So we head to the bottom of the first inning. And due up for the Cavaliers, Caden Erickson, Jackson Vance, and Anthony Pogodzinski. Isaiah Katz on the mound for the Cardinals. Cardinals, wrong Chippewa team. Lumberjacks. And Erickson laces one out into right field for a base hit. Rounds the corner. That's the way you start your Cavalier career, Caden Erickson.
Yeah, good hit.
Erickson, a product of Colfax High School, and then he spent a year over at Hamlin University in the Twin Cities. And now he's playing for the Cavs this summer. Now up Jackson Vance. And it's a called strike over the outside corner. Vance is one of the returning Cavaliers this year. Pretty sure glove over at shortstop. Here's the pitch. That one's inside. 2 balls and a strike. Or check that. That's 1-1. That was only the second pitch. I was getting optimistic there, Dan. And that one was chopped. Foul. Right back by the plate. And it's fouled back into the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's fouled straight back off the chest protector. I think that one might have come off the umpire. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Jackson Vance at the plate. Caden Erickson on first. Isaiah Katz on the mound. And his pitch is high. Throw it on to second. Erickson is...
They got him.
Out. So Erickson caught stealing. Count is full to Jackson Vance. Erickson kind of got a late jump because the way that ball bounced high like that, that should have been a done deal. Swing and a miss by Jackson Vance. He goes down on strikes. That brings up Anthony Pogodzinski. Left-hander. Sent one out to the fence down in Beef River, except it was in foul territory. Here at Cinder City Park, the field is 327 down the left field line, 348 in the power alley, 365 to straightaway center, 352 the right field power alley, and then 330 down the right field line. One ball, no strikes. And the pitch, swing and a miss, and Pogo was thinking about it. Ball's blowing from left to right across the outfield. Or the wind is blowing from left to right. Maybe the ball will be. Swing and a miss by Pogo, strike 2. Katz at the belt. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Pogo goes down, swinging for the Cavaliers. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 1 and we have no score. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
And we're back here at Cinder City Park. Chandler Blair at the plate for the Lumberjacks. He'll be followed by Martineau and Mathwig, and the first pitch is a called strike. Blair steps back in the box. Kjellberg wheels and deals, and it's fouled off to the right side. We've seen a lot of those today. It's usually a sign that when a right-handed hitter is fouling it off like that, they're not catching up to the fastball. 0-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. And it's a called third strike. Chandler Blair goes down looking. That brings up Matt Martineau, second baseman.
Number 11, Matt Martineau.
Martineau comes into the game hitting .455 on the season for the Lumberjacks. Pitch is a called strike over the outside corner. Kjellberg wheels and deals. That one's outside for a ball. Kjellberg winds, fires, swing and a miss. Strike 2. There's the wind and the pitch outside. Counts even at 2-2. Dan, it is a beautiful day for baseball out here. We've been dealing with weather.
Yeah, we've had some ugly weather.
Pop up into shallow center field. Erickson circles around, can't get there, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. So Martineau singles on a Texas leaguer, and it's going to bring up Dawson Mathwig, the center fielder. Batting .182 on the season. Kjellberg throws over to first. Back in plenty of time is Martineau. And the pitch, swing and a miss. No balls and a strike. Martineau on first. Here's the pitch. It's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Kjellberg winds and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And it's a ball. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Quick throw down to first. Not in time, but Mathwig goes down. He went down swinging. He's going to bring up Blake Tripler, the 9th hitter, playing left field. And it falls foul down the left field line. Kjellberg at the belt, and the pitch. Pop foul, out of play. No balls, 2 strikes to Blake Tripler. And here's the pitch, it's high and away. Ball 1. That's one of those, though, Dan, that oftentimes will get a guy to chase that high outside fastball. Looks awfully big coming in. Ethan Kjellberg takes a glance over to first. And the pitch, outside. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, grounded to third. It's off Faulkner's foot to throw over to first. Not in time. Oh, they gave an error on that to Faulkner.
The shortstop, Nolan Hutzler.
So Faulkner gets charged with the error. It moves Martineau over to second. Tripler on first, back to the top of the order. Nolan Hutzler at the plate. He grounded to second his first time up. Kjellberg fires and it's fouled back.
Right off timing. We'll give him a minute.
And the umpire walks the ball out there. I think you're right. He did that just to give time in a minute to get everything back together, make sure the shoulder was still attached. You got to give Cole Timon some credit. He was the first Cavalier here today. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit high. 2 balls and a strike. There's a pretty steady breeze blowing through our little shelter here. And ball's fouled off the right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Second inning, deuces are wild. Kjellberg looks at second and delivers. Ground ball past Erickson. Rounding third is Martineau, and he's going to score. Throw comes in toward third, so the other runners hold, but Martineau scores.
The third baseman, Jake Marshall.
So Hutzler gets a base hit and an RBI. Puts Martineau across the plate, and Tripler moves over to second. Ground ball picked up, and steps on third for the force place is Jackson Faulkner. So Varsho grounded into a fielder's choice, technically, with 5 unassisted put out. So for the Lumberjacks, they get a run on 2 hits, 1 Cavalier error, and 2 left on base. We've completed an inning and a half, and it's the Lumberjacks 1 and Cavaliers nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
And Dan and I were just having a bit of a discussion on that error charged on Jackson Faulkner over at third base. And basically what the ruling would have been there is that when it came off his foot, that's a routinely fielded ball. And if Faulkner made the play, it would have ended the inning. And so the run scored was unearned. So Kjellberg has not given up an earned run yet. But he's only pitched 2 innings this summer for the Cavs, so you can't really say much about that. Cole Timon is up for the Cavaliers. He'll be followed by Connor O'Reilly and Xavier Bemninster. First pitch to Timon is in the dirt, back to the screen, ball 1. And the pitch is inside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Timon comes into today's game batting .375. Here's the pitch. It's high. Of course, a lot of those batting averages are pretty inflated because it's awfully early in the season. Here's the pitch. Called strike over the inside corner. Here's the pitch. And that's a called strike. So the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Cole Timon at the plate. Isaiah Katz at the belt, and the pitch. Fouled off the right side into the screen. Katz pitches it outside for ball 4. Timon takes the free pass. It's going to bring up Connor O'Reilly, the right fielder. Connor hitting .333. We have a courtesy runner going down for Timon, Jaden Nix. Pretty common in this league that the catchers get a courtesy runner. Helps protect the knees. Their knees take such a beating anyway. Throw over to first, and Nix is back. And O'Reilly shows bunt, pitches a strike. Nix does not go. Connor O'Reilly steps back in. The pitch, check swing, called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Nix back in safely on the throw over to first. And Katz quick throws over to first. Nix is back in. Nix does take that nice lead where he knows if he's got to get back, he's got to get back down and dirty. Front of his uniform is already almost hard to read. Here's the pitch, fouled back into the screen. Nix had a good jump on that one. O'Reilly steps back in. Up, throw over to first. Nix is back. Evidently, Katz does not like having people over on first base. Quick throw over, and Nix is back. Nix is kind of toying with him a little bit.
Yeah, he's keeping him closer to the base now. But he's going to take a bigger lead now.
Katz takes a peek, and time is called. O'Reilly steps back in. Katz at the belt. Here's the pitch, swung on a miss for strike 3. Snap throw down to first, and Nix is back. That's going to bring up Xavier Bemninster. Xavier coming off a season at Hamlin University.
Number 4, Xavier Bemninster.
Xavier's also one of the returning Cavaliers. Katz at the belt. Throw over to first. Nix is back. Katz taking a look. And the pitch. Called strike over the outside corner. Chris Killian on deck. He's a designated hitter. And another throw over to first. I think Nix is digging a trench over there or something.
Need the ground crew out there.
And here's the pitch. Nix is going. Throw out into center field. Nix rounds second and heads over to third. And the pitch, the throw gets by, but Nix went in sliding, so he doesn't have a chance to get up and score. But Jaden Nix, using his speed, forces an errant throw into center field. They're going to credit him with a stolen base, and then an error on the throw allowed him to get to third. And a chopper to the third baseman, and now they've got Nixon a rundown. And Nix puts on the brakes. He slid, yeah, but he's about 20 feet short. So Jaden Nix gets put out in the rundown. And
seventh designated hitter, number 32, Chris Killian.
So Chris Killian comes up, runner on first. 2 down now. Throw over to first. Bemninster gets back in without any trouble. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Killian batting .333. He's the designated hitter. Killian came through with a good base hit late in the game up at Jim Falls that put the Cavaliers in the lead. They just couldn't hold it in the bottom half of the inning. Here's the pitch, and that got Killian. So that puts Bemninster on second, Killian on first, and up steps our Geno's player of the game, Mitch Voller. Remember, stop out at Geno's, get a free soft drink just for mentioning his name tomorrow. And if he manages to get an extra base hit, he can get a free appetizer. It's all courtesy of Geno's Pizza. Pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Voller hitting .200 on the season. And the pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. Katz takes a look over at second. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2, counts even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on, second inning. Again, Deuce is wild. Katz looking over at second. Bemninster taking a pretty good lead. Here's the pitch. That's called strike 3. Just caught the outside corner. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, no hits. There was 1 error, and 2 were left on base. So we've completed 2 innings, and it's the Lumberjacks 1, Cavaliers nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Back here at Casper Park, Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow. Cassie Johnson up on the camera doing a fabulous job like she always does. And Ann Monroe on the computer also doing a fabulous job like she always does. So due up for the Lumberjacks, we have Gardo, Hayes, and Schemenauer. This is Caleb Gardo. The first pitch is outside. Gardo walked his last time up. Kjellberg's pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Moving over to make the catch is Connor O'Reilly. So one down. That brings up Nate Hayes. His last trip to the plate was short-lived as they thumped him right in the shoulder. So Kjellberg into the wind and the pitch. This is a fly ball into center field. O'Reilly drifting back, spins, makes the catch. Pretty spectacular looking catch out there by Connor O'Reilly, but I think most coaches would tell you if you take a better beat on the ball from the get-go, you don't have to make it look quite so spectacular. But at any rate, Connor O'Reilly was right on it. Brings up Jimmy Schemenauer, who struck out looking his last time up. This time he pops it up foul out of play on the right side. And off the roof of the maintenance building over there. And here's the pitch. Another foul out of play. Kjellberg into the wind and his motion. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. Check swing. And they got him. Appeal down to first base says, yes, he did go around. So Schemenauer goes down swinging, and we have a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We've played 2.5, and it's Lumberjacks 1, Cavaliers nothing on Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Muldoon's Men's Wear. We're the well-dressed men of the Chippewa Valley shop. Whether you're looking for that big day you have coming up, or simply want to look great for a casual night out, Muldoon's is your stop. Let John or one of the other fine staff help you find just what you're looking for, and they'll make sure it looks great on you. What tops off the well-dressed man? One of Muldoon's well-made hats. Whether it's shirts, pants, suits, formal attire, or accessories, and did we say hats, Muldoon's has it for you. That's Muldoon's Men's Wear, 1506 South Hastings Way in Eau Claire.
And we're back here at Cinder City Park in Altoona. This is quite the facility if you've never been here. There are softball fields galore over here, or also Little League fields, because they're all about the same size. And then this is Greg Bement Field here at Cinder City Park, which is a full-size baseball field. It's a nice ballpark, especially with the trees as your backdrop through the outfield.
And to our left,
yeah, let's not forget that. It was tough enough getting Dan to come over here to the ball field because there's a hockey arena right there to the left of us.
Do you know this arena was the first team that I played on when I started playing hockey?
Jackson Vance at the plate. He's at the belt and the pitch. It's in the dirt. No, that's not Jackson Vance. Dan just wrote it wrong. It's Jackson Faulkner.
Number 11. Jackson Faulkner. I just wrote it wrong on your sheet.
Yeah, Dan's trying to confuse me. I was going to say, it doesn't look like Jackson Vance. So it's Jackson Faulkner at the plate. Besides that, Jackson Vance came up already. He's the number 2 hitter. Here's the pitch, and it's a called strike, and Faulkner goes down looking. Takes us back to the top of the order for the Cavaliers. Caden Erickson, who laced a single into right field, his first time up.
Baseman, Caden Erickson.
Cats looking in. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 1. Cats winding. And the pitch. Called strike over the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And the pitch is outside for ball 2. Cats fires, and it's chopped foul down the first baseline. Erickson steps in. Cats at the belt, and the pitch. That's high for ball 3, counts full. And the payoff pitch, chop foul on the left side. Three balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. That's high and inside, ball 4. Caden Erickson draws the walk. This is going to bring up Jackson Vance, and it really is Jackson Vance this time.
The shortstop, Jackson Vance.
And first pitch to Vance is fouled back into the screen. No balls and a strike. Throw over to first. Erickson back in. Well, both plate appearances so far for Caden Erickson have put him on base. Here's the pitch to Vance. It's outside. Ball 2, or ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's outside. Two balls and a strike. Erickson takes his lead over at first. Cats throws over. Erickson back in safely. Cats wheels and deals. Swinging and a miss. Strike 2. Counts even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vance struck out his last time up. And the pitch. That's a little bit high, and the count goes full. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. That's the second strikeout for Vance. It's going to bring up Anthony Pogozinski, or Pogo.
The first baseman, Anthony Pogozinski.
Pogo struck out his first time up. And the first pitch, fly ball out into shallow right field, and nobody covering first because everybody went toward the ball. And Pogo's safe, and Erickson's safe. And it almost sounded like he broke the bat. That's one of the new ones, too, that the Cavaliers just bought.
The catcher, Cole.
That brings up Cole Timon, who drew a walk his last time up. Here's the pitch to Timon. It's called strike over the inside corner. No balls and a strike with 2 down. Cats fire, swing and a miss. Strike 2. That was a breaking pitch that Timon went after. Here's the pitch. It's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's Katz, and his fire is outside. Counts even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, 2 on. Katz fires, it's outside, ball 3. Count is full, we've got traveling time here. Runners will be off with the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're at the bottom of the 3rd inning. Katz fires, swing and a miss for strike 3. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We've played 3. It's the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 1 and the Cavaliers nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
And we're back here at Casper Park. Or no, it's not. We're at Cinder City Park. You know, we got Carson Park, Casper Park, Cinder City Park. They got to name a park that doesn't start with a C pretty soon here.
There's baseball fields all over the city.
There are.
Well, these 2 cities.
Well, these 3, in fact, because you got Altoona, you got Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls. In Eau Claire, you've got, besides Carson Park, there's Fairfax Park. There's University has a field on Stein Boulevard. There's Mount Simon. Lake Hallie has a nice ballpark.
The fields out by the Menards in Eau Claire on the east side. Can't think of it. Used to be a big one for Little League. Yeah, Eau Claire's a big baseball town.
Oh, it's got a baseball history. All right, we're in the top of the 4th. And the first pitch is outside. That's to Chandler Blair, who went down looking his first time up. Blair is the designated hitter. Kjellberg fires one down the middle, swung on a missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ethan Kjellberg. Ball's grounded over to short. Throw over to first, and they got him. Advance to Pogo. 1 down brings up Matt Martineau. Martineau singled his first time up and scored the only run of the game. He scored that on Hutzler's base hit. His pitch is outside for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. Outside ball 2. And the wind up and the pitch. Pop foul, and it's just out of play on the right side. Two balls and a strike. To Matt Martineau. And here's the pitch. It's outside, ball 3. Here's the wind and the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Drifting back is Bemninster, and he makes the catch. 2 down. Brings up Dawson Mathwig. And Mathwig struck out his last time up. Went down swinging. Here's the pitch. It's outside. Oh, they called a strike on the outside corner. Our umpire behind the plate isn't real fast with those calls. He's pretty accurate, but not real fast. And there's one over the inside corner. You can kind of see by the way he turns his shoulder if he's going to give you that right arm, but it's hard telling sometimes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the Lumberjacks go down 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We've played 4.5 or 3.5, and it's the Lumberjacks 1, Cavaliers nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ball game. Our next game will be on Wednesday, May 18th when the Cavaliers host the Plum City Blues at Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:35 p.m. That's live Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, May 18th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
And we're back here at Cinder City Park. And we have a change here for the Cavs. And I think, well, I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you. I know Jackson Faulkner is going to get replaced, but I didn't catch the number. But due up for the Cavaliers is Connor O'Reilly, who struck out his first time up.
Now batting for the Cavaliers, number 13, Connor O'Reilly.
So we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Cavaliers trailing 1-0. Wind's blowing straight in now from center field. O'Reilly swings and misses for strike 1. And here's the pitch. Called strike over the outside corner. And it's fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes to Connor O'Reilly. Cavs trying to get a little something going, trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Swung on and fouled at the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Pop foul on the right side, out of play. Xavier Bemninster on deck. O'Reilly steps in. And a pitch over his back. He had to duck down out of the way on that one. Now, last year we had a guy, Tyler Herman, he just would have slightly turned his back a little bit and taken the thump.
Yeah, because he had a whole pile of bruises that year, I think.
He sure did. Well, he set the Cavalier record for being hit by the pitch. Pitch is outside, ball 2. And we always felt that Tyler Herman subscribed to the philosophy, if you can't hit the ball, let the ball hit you.
That's right.
And the 2-2 pitch. It's low, ball 3, count goes full. O'Reilly steps in. Cats at the belt. Here's the pitch, it's inside, ball 4. Connor O'Reilly draws the walk. That's going to bring up Xavier Bemninster. And Bemninster grounded into a fielder's choices last time up because Jaden Nix, who was running for Cole Timon, tried to score from third on a little chopper to the third baseman, and he just fired it to home, and they got Nix into the rundown. And Nix tried to dive for the plate and ended up about 20 feet short. Throw over to first. And O'Reilly back in safely. And the first pitch to Bemninster, he squares to bunt, throw down to first. And he got back in time. O'Reilly gets back. You know, I tell you, Dan, Katz does not like having somebody on first. The Cavs are harassing him enough. They just can't get anybody across the plate. Bemninster shows bunt. The pitch is low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, the Cavs are taking a pretty good lead.
And the pitch, again, shows bunt, called strike over the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Throw over to first. It gets back to the backstop, and Coach Bemninster wanted him to take off, and O'Reilly didn't.
Yeah.
That one got all the way over to the screen. I think he probably would have been okay.
The ball took kind of a goofy bounce back onto the field.
Xavier Bemninster at the plate. Check swing, call the ball. Two balls, 2 strikes. O'Reilly takes the lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Bedminster goes down on strikes. 1 out. Brings up the designated hitter, Chris Killian. Killian got hit by the pitch, his first trip up in the second inning. Check swing, ball gets past the catcher. And they're going to call it a strike. But O'Reilly is down on second base. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Killian grounds it over to second. Scoop there, throw over to first is in time, but it moves O'Reilly over to third. So it's Martineau to Hayes. 4-3 on the putout. And that's going to bring up our Geno's player of the game, Mitch Voller. Voller struck out looking last time up. Don't forget, if Mitch gets an extra base hit, you get a free app out at Geno's Pizza. Here's the pitch, check swing. Called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Voller was the number 2 hitter for the Cavaliers last year. And the pitch is a called strike over the outside corner. Cavs are waiting for him to catch fire and hit at the level that he did last year. And here's a foul off the right side. Here's the pitch, it's outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, runner on second. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Cavs trailing by a run. Cat's into his motion, and the pitch. Chopper out to short, bent over a play, throw to first, and they called him safe. He beat it out. Hutzler backhanded it at short, but couldn't get the play over to first in time. And Voller gets a base hit. It moves.
Now batting for the Cavaliers, number 8.
It moves Connor O'Reilly. Well, no, it didn't move him because he had to wait and see. Because if he took off right away, he'd have been tagged out. Or check that. It's my mistake. Yeah, O'Reilly did come in to score. So give Voller an RBI. I was going to say, where is he if he's not out at second? It's because he came in to score. Throw over to first. Voller back in safely. And this is, batting is Tucker Spragia.
Oh, they got him.
Oh, now they got him in a rundown. And they finally made the put out. But the Cavaliers do manage to pick up a run on 1 hit. No errors, 1 left. And we've played 4, and we're all tied 1-1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If you've been admiring the freshly groomed look of a baseball field, or the stunning appearance of a golf course, remember you too can have a lawn with the same beauty by simply calling Midwest Environmental Consultants. Their professional lawn care experts can bring your lawn to its full beauty and appearance. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your lawn the showplace of the neighborhood.
And we're back here at Cinder City Park. Top of the fifth coming up, and we're all tied at 1 each. Due up for the Lumberjacks is Blake Tripler, followed by Nolan Hutzler and Jake Varsho. Tripler got on an error by Faulkner. Let's see if they brought Faulkner back in on. It looks like maybe they did. And a ground ball goes underneath and scooped and throw. It's going to be a base hit. No, it's Sprague out there at third base. So that's going to put Tripler on first, with Nolan Hutzler coming up. Hutzler singled, getting an RBI his last time at bat. Here's the pitch. Called strike at the letters. Ethan Kjellberg still on the mound for the Cavs. Throw over to first. Just, hey, I know you're there. I'm going to keep you close. Toss. Kjellberg wheels and deals. Fly ball out into center field, and it's going to fall in. Bemninster gets it into the infield, and it's going to be a double for Nolan Hutzler. And it moves Blake Tripler over to third. So runners on second and third, nobody out for the Lumberjacks. Jake Varsho at the plate. Varsho grounded to short his first time up and then grounded to the third baseman for a force out. Here's a chopper over to third, and couldn't find the handle on the ball. Everybody's safe. Of course, the two runners did not advance, but Varsho gets on an error on Jackson Vance. So the bases are loaded. Nobody out. Caleb Gardo walked his first time up. There's a foul ball into the screen. Then he flew out to right field his last time up. Gardo steps in. We have a force at home, and he's going to be safe at first on a fielder's choice. So Gardo gets on the fielder's choice, and Tripler was put out at the plate. So bases are still loaded, but now one out. Brings up Nate Hayes. Hayes was hit by the pitch and then flew out to right field. There's the pitch. A little bit low for a ball. Okay. And the pitch is a called strike at the belt. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 down. Bases loaded for Chippewa Falls. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
There's the runner for the catcher, number 4, Trevor Franz.
And it's a fly ball, right field, but it's going to be a sacrifice fly. As coming in to score is Nolan Hutzler. And it's going to bring up Jimmy Schemenauer.
The right fielder, Jimmy Schemenauer.
Schemenauer struck out twice, once looking, once swinging. Runners at second and third. 2 down now. First pitch is a called strike. 1 run in for the Lumberjacks. And the pitch chopped foul down the third baseline. And the pitch is just a little bit high. Slightly outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, 2 on. And the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. O'Reilly moves over, backs up, it's over his head. That's going to plate 2. Ball comes in, and Schemenauer checks in at second. So he gets 2 RBI.
Designated hitter, Chandler Blair.
Neither of those runs are earned runs. Here's the pitch. Chop straight back into the screen. Chandler Blair struck out looking and grounded to the shortstop. And a check swing foul off the right side. Pitch is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down. 3 runs in for the Lumberjacks. And here's the pitch. Check swing foul out of play. And the pitch is low and away. Counts full with 2 down. Schemenauer out on second. He takes his lead. Oh, he's saying 2-2 is the count. And the pitch swung on a miss. Doesn't matter. That's strike 3. For the Lumberjacks, though, they picked up 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 Cavalier error, and 1 man left on base. We've completed 4.5, and it's the Lumberjacks 4, Cavaliers 1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
All right. We're back here at Cinder City Park, heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. Cavaliers are trailing by 3 after they had worked to tie it up in the top of the 5th and gave the run back to the Lumberjacks. And that's going to bring up, let's see, Tucker Spragia. As Nicole straightens me out on that one. I'll get it right before the season's done. And here's the pitch. It's outside. Spragia was up when Voller got thrown out at second. And here's the pitch. It's outside. Ball 2. And here's the pitch. Fouled out of play. One ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch swung on a missed. Spragia goes down swinging. So we head back to the top of the order. Caden Erickson.
Second baseman, Caden Erickson.
That's 9 strikeouts for Cats so far. Kelberg has 6. So both pitchers have been relatively effective. And the pitch to Erickson's outside for ball 1. And the pitch is fouled out of play on the right side.
Congrats to Ray Overton, Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks fan. He won $119. You guys over there know who's buying after the game.
1 ball, 1 strike. Caden Erickson.
Sorry.
And a called strike. 1 and 2. Erickson has singled and walked. Erickson steps back into the box. Cats wheels and deals, and it's a called 3rd strike. 2 down. It's the 10th strikeout for Cats. Jackson Vance, who has 2 of those strikeouts. He'd like to do something a little bit different. Pitch is outside for a ball. Cats at the belt, and the pitch. Chopper out to second, picked up there, throw over to first, and it's time, in time, to get Vance. So Martineau over to Hayes. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 5.5, and it's the Lumberjacks 4, Cavaliers 1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Oh, you haven't been doing it? Oh, you were gone. You didn't change it.
For over 1/3 of its history, Eau Claire has been able to count on the Eau Claire Cavaliers for high-quality baseball excitement.
Oh, that's,
Come be a part of Eau Claire's legacy with your hometown Eau Claire Cavaliers. Home games are at historic Carson Park. To plan your day of affordable family fun, check out the Cavaliers on Facebook. Or go to the Cavalier website at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
And we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Cavaliers. It's Lucas Cosley. And Cosley has come in with about somewhere around 11 innings pitched.
For the Jacks, second baseman Matt Martineau.
13 innings pitched. He has a 1-0 record and a 0.00 ERA. All right, stepping in for the Lumberjacks is Matt Martineau. And the first pitch to Martineau is a called strike. And let's see. Martineau singled and flew out to center his 2 times up. And the pitch is fouled straight up, or popped straight up. Pogo drops back and makes the catch. So 1 down. Going to bring up Dawson Mathwig. Numbers are in on Ethan Kjellberg. He threw 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, only 2 of which were earned. 3 hits, struck out 9, and walked 3. Yeah, he struck out 6, not 9. I must have been standing on my head when I got that one. All right, the first pitch to Mathwig was a called strike. And swung on and fouled back into the screen for strike 2. Mathwig has struck out twice. Cosley looking in, and the pitch. High and away, ball 1. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Bemninster comes in and makes the catch. Bemninster had to come in pretty hard, made a waist-high catch. And that's going to bring up Blake Tripler. Tripler got on an error and then singled over to third. Both of them have been over to third. And the first pitch is high for a ball. One ball, no strikes. Costley into the motion, and it's high, ball 2. And the pitch is a pop foul, out of play on the left side. And here's the pitch. Chopper down the first baseline, foul. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Tripler steps in. And the pitch is inside for ball 3. Full count, 2 down. Lucas Costley on the mound and delivers. High pop, foul, back out of play and off the bleachers behind us. So the count remains 3-2 to Blake Tripler. Here's the pitch, and it's inside for ball 4. Takes us back to the top of the order, and Nolan Hutzler is 2 for 3 today. Singled and doubled. Scored a run, has an RBI. Tripler takes his lead. Costley delivers. Missed for a ball. Costley looks over at first. He's at the belt. And the pitch. Check swing called strike. One ball, 1 strike. Blake Tripler on first. Costley at the belt. And the pitch. Check swing and a strike again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Costley looks over at first. And the pitch. Curveball fouled out of play. Costley looks over at first. And now the pitch. Foul back. Oh! Hit the gentleman in the stands. Seems to be okay. One ball, 2 strikes. To Nolan Hutzler. Throw over to first. Tripler back in. And the pitch. Check, swing, foul, straight back into the screen right in front of us. That made Ann jump here at the computer. Well, I tell you what, Dan, you can't pick a nicer day to be sitting at a ball game.
Yeah, just nice little breeze, sunny.
Costley's pitch fouled out of play on the right side.
Makes me want to put the glove on.
Uh-oh.
Right? Yeah. Go bicycling.
Costley looks in, checks over at first. And the pitch. Inside. Ball 2. Tried to get that curveball to break down over the plate. Just missed. The 2-2 pitch to Hutzler is high for ball. Well, scoreboard said it was 2-2. Evidently, the count was full. So he got his base on balls. Brings up Jake Varsho. Varsho got on an error by the shortstop and grounded to third. Also grounded to the shortstop. Here's the pitch. Called strike over the outside corner. Costley looks over at second. And we have time called. Blake Tripler is on second. Hutzler on first. 2 down. And the pitch. A little bit high. One ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Curveball just missed high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on. Costley delivers, and it's fouled on the third base side, just out of play. Count is still 2-2, and the pitch. Inside, count goes full. We have traveling time. Runners will be off on the pitch. Costley looking, and the pitch. The runners take off. Ground ball, Pogo scoops it at first, flips to Costley covering, and he made the put out. So it goes in the book as 3-1 covering. And for the Lumberjacks, no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left on base. So we've completed 5.5, and it's Lumberjacks 4, Cavaliers 1.
Chippewa Lumberjacks 4, Eau Claire Cavaliers 1.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
And we're back here at Cinder City Park. Anthony Pogozinski leading things off for the Cavaliers in the 6th inning. And the first pitch is outside, or called strike over the outside corner.
Pitch right down the middle to Pogo. 0-2. Here's the pitch. Out to left field. And they track it out for the out. So Pogo flies out to left field. It brings up number 19, Cole Timon.
The catcher, Cole Timon.
Timon struck out the last time he was up. First pitch, a little inside, ball 1. And Timon gets hit. So Cole Timon will go to first base. That'll bring up number 13, Connor Riley. And we're going to have a courtesy runner for Cole Timon, which will be Xavier Benster.
This guy's stealing.
Yeah. Xavier's not shy to take a big lead. First pitch is fouled off. 1-1 to Connor Riley. Next pitch in, little inside. 1-1. Throw back to first.
And thank you to Dan for filling in there for a couple minutes. And the pitch to O'Reilly is swung on a missed. Strike 2. Jaden Nix out on first base, running for Cole Timon as the courtesy runner. Chop swing back to the pitcher, throw over to second and over to first. And they got him. So it's a 1-6-3 double play. And so the Cavaliers go down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 6. And it's the Lumberjacks 4 and the Cavaliers 1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
Back here at Carson Park, heading into the 7th inning. Lucas Costley for his 2nd inning of relief. And he's due to face Caleb Gardo, Nate Hayes, and Jimmy Schemenauer.
Leading off the top of the 7th for the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, the catcher, Caleb Gardo.
Gardo has walked, flew out to right, and grounded into a fielder's choice where he eventually scored. And he hit the ground ball when the Lumberjacks had the bases loaded and they got the out at home. There's the pitch. Ground ball down the third base line, foul. Costley looks in for the sign, and the pitch. Called strike, big curveball. That one looked like it was going to come right into the cheekbone of Gardo and broke right over the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. There's the pitch. Ground ball out to Erickson at second. Throw over to first, and they got him. Erickson had a little bobble of the ball, but he stuck with it. Made the play at first.
First baseman Nate Hayes.
That's going to bring up Nate Hayes, who is 0 for 1, but he also has a hit by pitch, I should say, and a sacrifice fly. And the first pitch is at the letters. No, I guess it wasn't. Costley's 1-0 pitch is outside, ball 2. And it's a call strike. 2 balls and a strike. Costley winds and fires. It's outside for a ball. Lucas Costley on the mound for the Cavaliers. And the pitch. That's a called strike over the outside corner. Count is full. And the payoff pitch. Swung on, pop, foul. And Pogo can't get over there in time. One out. Counts full. to Nate Hayes. Costley fires. It's in the dirt for ball 4. So Hayes draws the walk. It's going to bring up Jimmy Schemenauer, who's 1 for 3.
Eau Claire Rivermen 4, Eau Claire Bears 2 in the bottom of the 7th.
We have a little meeting of the minds out on the mound. It looks like they're going to leave Costley in. This score from the Chippewa River League. The Eau Claire Bears are leading the Eau Claire Rivermen 4-2 in the 7th inning.
Regular Jimmy
and Schemenauer comes up. There is action going on down in the bullpen for the Cavaliers. First pitch is low and away for a ball. And the pitch is swung on a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Taking a look down at the bullpen. We'll see if we can see who's, can't really see who's getting warmed up down there. Costley delivers, it's high and away. Ball 3, ball 2. Well, it's a little unusual, Dan. We're at a home game, so we have a scorekeeper that's right on top of it. And we used to have to wait for balls and strikes to show up. Ball's in the dirt. Now it's ball 3. That's Steve Kent running the scoreboard and the PA, and he does a heck of a job on both. And the pitch is in the dirt and gets away from time, and it's ball 4. And we're going to get a pitching change by the Cavaliers as Pete Bartingale heads on out to the mound. So while they do that, we'll get all the information for you. We'll take this time out. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
And we're back here at Casper Park. New pitcher for the Cavaliers. Reese Lucas, he's the newest signee of the Cavaliers. Spent time at UW Eau Claire. And I'm looking to see, I had that kind of information around somewhere.
The designated hitter, Chandler Blair.
Chandler Blair comes up to the plate for the Lumberjacks. Lucas had no wins or no losses at UW Eau Claire, only threw about 5 innings. Or check that out, UW Stout. I had wrong school there. What the heck, they're both on I-94, right? First pitch is a called strike from Reese Lucas to Chandler Blair. Blair struck out his last time up. And that one's fouled back. Lucas, big, tall left-hander, or right-hander, but big and tall nonetheless. Here's the pitch just outside. Kind of coming about 3/4 over the top. Takes a look, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Bluff throw down to first, but it's a strikeout on Chandler Blair. So that brings up Matt Martineau. Martineau is 1 for 3. He singled his first time up, scored a run. Then he flew out to center and popped Pogo over at first base. Runners at first and second. Hayes over there at second. Schemenauer at first. First pitch to Matt Martineau is inside for a ball. Lucas looks in for the sign and the pitch. Curveball inside. Ball 2. And the pitch. That's a called strike over the outside corner. Give a shout out to longtime Eau Claire area broadcaster and buddy of ours, Dave Hansen, way down on the left field line. And chopper over to Pogo at first. And he gets it over to Lucas, who had to dive to get on the bag. And wait, let's see what they call.
He's out.
And they finally did make a decision that he is out. And so there are no runs on, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. So we've completed 6 and a half, and it's the Lumberjacks.
No hits. No errors in 2 men.
4, and the Cavaliers
after 6 and 1
1.
half.
You're tuned to Cavalier
Chippewa
Baseball
Lumberjacks.
on the Northern Light
Eau Claire Cavaliers
Webcasting
1.
Network and NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
And don't forget the Gino's player of the game today is Mitch Voller. And swing and a miss as Xavier Bemninster is up. One ball, 2 strikes to Bemninster. And the pitch is called, 3rd strike. So Bemninster goes down looking. That brings up Chris Killian. And Killian is 0 for 1. He was also hit by the pitch. By the way, the pitching numbers for Lucas Costley, he threw 1 1/3, gave up no runs, didn't strike out any, and walked 4. Swing and a miss. Fouled. It was fouled right into the glove for strike 1. And the pitch is a strike. One ball, 2 strikes. And it's a pop-up out into right field. Coming in is Schemenauer, and he makes the catch for the out. So that's going to bring up our Gino's player of the game, Mitch Voller. And the pitch is a called strike. Voller has singled and struck out. And the pitch is high and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's 2 down. And we get a fly ball out into right field. Way back is Schemenauer, and he makes the catch. Out in deep right field. Voller gave it a ride, but Schemenauer gave it a rundown for the Cavaliers. Nothing across. 4-1 Lumberjacks. We've completed 7, and you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow, Cassie Johnson, Ann Monroe, as we're bringing you Cavalier baseball from Cinder City Park in Altoona, as the Cavaliers actually having their home opener because supposedly Carson Park was being used by UW-Eau Claire, but their season ended like last weekend. And so there's no game at Carson Park today. But anyway, leading off the top of the 8th for the Lumberjacks, we have center fielder Dawson Mathwig. And the first pitch from Lucas is fouled out of play on the right side. Mathwig is struck out twice and then flew out to center field. And we have a ground ball to Caden Erickson a second, and he's not going to make that play. They're going to give an error to Caden Erickson on that one, I'm pretty sure. Yes, they did. That brings up Blake Tripler. And Tripler is 0 for 2, or check that, 1 for 2. He singled. And then he also grounded into an error by the third baseman. Tripler shows bunt, but it's outside for a ball. Lucas's pitch is bunt is bluffed and throw down to second. It's not going to be in time. It's a little bit high. And so Mathwig ends up at second. The pitch was a called strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch bunted in the dirt, and that one went off a Timon. He's going to take a minute to get recovered. Manager Pete Bartengale coming out to check on him. Cole Timon, he's a tough catcher. Right? We've seen him take a beating in other games. You got to have a different kind of mentality to play catcher, just to be able to take that kind of beating, get back up and take it again.
Yeah, you know, I wonder who they have for the other one. It was Poco last year, but I see him at first. Which I guess he did.
He did a lot last year too, yeah. Tripler at the plate. 1-1 or 1-2 is the count. Count goes even at 2-2 now. Connor O'Reilly is also a catcher. Pitch is inside for a ball. Yeah, right fielder Connor O'Reilly is also a catcher. Count is 3-2 to Blake Tripler. Nobody out, runner on second. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into shallow right field. O'Reilly comes in, he makes the catch. And the throw comes in to Jackson Vance at shortstop. And the runner does not advance. So one down, back to the top of the order, Nolan Hutzler.
Nolan Hutzler.
Hutzler is 2 for 3, single, doubled, grounded to second, and walked. And the pitch is just a little low. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Reese Lucas on the mound, and the pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Lucas looking in, steps off. And the pitch. Low and away. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 down. And the pitch. Called strike over the inside corner. I think maybe the plate expanded a little bit on that one. And the pitch. Check swing, called strike. So now the count goes full. With 1 down. Runner on second. That's Dawson Mathwig. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 down. That's going to bring up Jake Varsho. Check that. It's Luke Franz coming in for Varsho. And the pitch is high. And the pitch. Swung on a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. Ground ball through the hole. That's going to score a run. Yes. As Dawson Mathwig comes in to score. And they're going to give Franz a single. He went to second on the play at the plate. and also give Franz an RBI. 5-1 now. Lumberjacks with the lead over the Cavaliers. And the pitch fouled out of play on the right side. This is Caleb Gardo. Gardo's 0 for 3 and a walk. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So the Lumberjacks go down, but not without picking up a run on 1 hit, 1 Cavalier error, and 1 left on base. So we've played 7.5, and it's the Lumberjacks 5 and Cavaliers 1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ball game. Our next game will be on Wednesday, May 18th when the Cavaliers host the Plum City Blues at Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:35 p.m. That's live Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, May 18th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
And we're back here at Cinder City Park. Rick Olson, Dan Petchow, Ann Monroe, Cassie Johnson, bringing you all today's action. We just saw the ad for the Cavs game next Wednesday night against the Plum City Blues at Carson Park. Don't forget the next Cavs Chippewa River Baseball League game will be next Sunday, the 22nd, when they host the Eau Claire Bears in a doubleheader at Carson Park. And live coverage of both of those games on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV will be at 12:05 with the In the Dugout show. Don't forget, that is a doubleheader a week from today at Carson Park against the Eau Claire Bears. And I believe
4, Eau Claire Bears 3.
We have an update on that score, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if that was a final or not, but Riverman 4, Bears 3. We might have to check on that because it was 4-2 the other way around earlier. And we do have a new rump on the bump for the Lumberjacks. Ben Boda. I think this is Tucker Spraja. But the new pitcher is one I don't have the number for. And I'm looking here. Yeah, and I don't have a 27 in my roster for them. And we will find out. We get a fly ball out into right field, foul ball. Here's the pitch. In the dirt for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's outside. Count goes full. And it's chopped foul down the third baseline. And it's a chopper back to the mound, over the mound. And it kind of gets through the hole. Nobody could make a clean play on it. So Spraja is how she pronounced it. Ground safely to first. And that takes us back to the top of the order. And the first pitch is a called strike. One ball and 1 strike now. And the pitch. Chopper down the third base line. It's going to be a tough play. Throw to first. And he beat it out. Erickson used his speed and he beat it out to first. Varsho made the play. And Erickson beat out the infield hit. That's going to bring up Jackson Vance with 2 runners on now.
Shortstop, Jackson Vance.
And the pitch to Vance is a called strike. Nobody out, 2 on. Cavaliers need to produce some runs. Down by 4 in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch inside, it gets away from the catcher, but the runners can't advance. One ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. Line shot out into left field for a base hit. And they're going to hold the runner at third. But the Cavaliers now have the bases loaded. And it brings up Anthony Pogozinski.
The first baseman, Anthony Pogozinski.
Pogo is 1 for 3. Single to right field. Long fly ball to center field. It's an Adam ball right out to Mathwig, but it's going to score a run. So Pogo gets the sacrifice fly, and the run comes in. That brings up catcher Cole Timon.
Catcher Cole Timon.
First pitch was a called strike to Cole Timon. 2 strikes called. Throw down to first. Goes out into right field, and runner advances. That's Caden Erickson now on third. Time is called. One ball, 2 strikes to Timon. And the pitch is low. Counts even at 2-2. Runners on the corners. And a ground ball through the hole into left field. 1 run's in. And a base hit for Cole Timon. And Caden Erickson scores his first run as a Cavalier. That's going to bring up Connor O'Reilly with 1 out, 2 on. Tying run is on first. And we have time called. The pitcher went ahead and threw it, but time had already been called. The pitcher on the mound is Griffin Spindler. But he's wearing a different number than what was in the roster. And the pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Cavaliers trying to put something together here. Get back into this one. And the pitch is a called strike at the knees. Connor O'Reilly. Ground ball to short. Throw over to first in time. But he advanced the 2 runners. So it was a ground ball to Hutzler, who threw over to Hayes at first. So now there's 2 down, but the tying run's in scoring position. We have runners at second and third. Xavier Bemninster, who's 0 for 3, he's due. Good solid base hit, could tie the game.
Center fielder Xavier Bemninster.
Pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike. And it's a line shot right to the first baseman. And that means the Cavaliers pick up 2 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors and 2 left on base. We've played 8, and the score now, Rivermen 5, Cavaliers 3. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Well, the Cavaliers have made a game out of it now as we head to the 9th inning. Riverman still on top, 5-3. But now it's a doable thing for the Cavaliers. Reese Lucas on the mound. This is like one of those things you find on Wheel of Fortune. We had Lucas Costley, followed by Reese Lucas, so it would be Reese Lucas Costley. Wouldn't they do that on Wheel of Fortune or something? All right, leading off the top of the 9th inning for the Lumberjacks is Nate Hayes. Hayes is 0 for 2. Actually, 0 for 1. He walked, sacrifice fly, hit by a pitch, all of that surrounding fly out to right field. Count is 1-0. And the pitch by Lucas is a little bit low. And the pitch inside. Three balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Ball 4. So Nate Hayes draws his second walk of the night. And it's going to bring up Jimmy Schemenauer, who also walked his last time up. He struck out twice and doubled to right. And the pitch is low and away for a ball. And the pitch is high for ball 2. That's 6 straight balls, I believe, thrown by Reese Lucas. That's a called strike on the inside corner. And it's inside. In fact, they're saying it hit him. Well, Dan, did you ever get the word on that final score from the Bears and the Rivermen?
I didn't. They didn't have it for me.
Oh, okay. I thought they had. I think they got a little confused in the order they were giving the scores because you can't have the Bears leading 4-2 in the 7th and then losing 4-3. That doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I don't remember that math class in high school.
Squaring to bunt. And it's a call to ball. It's a little bit low. With Schemenauer on first. Chandler Blair at the plate. And here's the pitch. He offers at it for a strike. And the pitch. Swung on a missed strike, two. And time called. And it's chop foul. One ball, two strikes, nobody out. Runners at first and second. Pitch is outside. Counts even at 2-2. And it's a chopper over to short, and Jackson Vance can't pick it up.
Third baseman, Matt Martineau.
It's going to bring up Matt Martineau. With the bases loaded, nobody out. Cavaliers just worked hard to get their way back into this game and now run the risk of letting the Lumberjacks blow it open again. Fly ball out into center field. And Bemninster with the catch, but it's a sacrifice fly.
Center fielder Dawson Mathwig.
So that brings up Mathwig. With one out. Lumberjacks on top 6-3. Here's the pitch. It's high and away. Got runners on the corners. One ball, one strike, one out. Chandler Blair on first. Schemenauer on third. We have a fly ball out into left field. Making the catch out there is Byler. Nobody advances. And that's going to bring up Blake Tripler.
Left fielder Trevor Franz.
Oh, Trevor Franz. And so Franz is coming in for Tripler. Here's the pitch. Check swing, called a ball. And the pitch is a called strike. It's at the knees. Reese Lucas on the mound. Wind blowing straight in. Well, somewhat over to right. Here's the pitch. It's inside for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Reese Lucas fires, gets past Timon, rolls toward the dugout, and in to score on the wild pitch is Blake, or check that, it's Jimmy Schemenauer. Count is 3 balls and a strike. Chandler Blair went over to second base. That's an unearned run. Here's the pitch. It's a little bit low for ball 4. That takes us to the
shortstop, Nolan Hutzler.
Top of the order. And Nolan Hutzler, 2 for 4, plus a walk. Check swing called strike. Runners at first and second. Chandler Blair at second. Trevor Franz at first. Ground ball to short. Jackson Vance picks it up, throws it over to first for the put out. So, for the Lumberjacks, they picked up 2 runs on no hits. There was 1 Cavalier error and 2 left on base. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749.
Killian leading off for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the 9th inning. Cavaliers with their final at bat here. 2 strikes now to Killian. He's 0 for 2. And the pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. That's going to bring up
pitch hitting for the Cavaliers, number 3, Josh Garcia.
Josh Garcia pinch hitting for Mitch Voller. So that means those of you that want to collect on the player of the game, it's a free soft drink out at Gino's tomorrow if you mention Mitch Voller. And ground to second. Throw to first for the put out. Tucker Sprajaw.
Number 18, Tucker Sprajaw.
Tucker is 1 for 2. And the pitch catches the outside corner. Final out for the Cavaliers, down by 4. There's the pitch. It's high and away for a ball. And the high pop-up. And caught out in right field by Jimmy Schemenauer. And that'll do it. Final score, the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 7, Cavaliers 3. We'll have some totals right after this timeout. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching NLWN-TV's presentation of Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball live on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
You've been watching Talkin' Baseball, a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV. You've been watching NLWN-TV's presentation of Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball live on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Cinder City Park, having a little bit of computer issues. The computer seems confused. But Dan, the Cavaliers just couldn't get things going today, dropping the game with the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks by a score of 7-3. Let's get some numbers on this. The Cavaliers, well, the Lumberjacks had 7 runs on 6 hits, and they committed 1 error. Cavaliers 3 runs, 5 hits, committed 4 errors. Winning pitcher was Isaiah Katz, and the losing pitcher was Ethan Kjellberg. And
yeah,
it seemed like every time the Cavaliers would get back into the game, something would
I got it, girl, because I got myself girl. Yeah, you up and took my whole world. The young lady, so where you at your hat, girl? You're an angel, you're a key, the kind of thing that you got it like a girl. Huh?
Okay. All right, now we got our audio back again. I don't know what the issue was with that, but they were just, I think the audio didn't want to hear what you had to say about the game, Dan. What was it you were going to tell us?
Yeah. Chippewa just got out to that quick lead.
Did we just fade out to nothing?
Check 1, 2. And
Okay, I think we don't have it again. I don't know why. Here we go.
1, 2.
Yeah. Somehow this got knocked down, and yeah, no, it's working. So tell us what you were thinking there, Dan.
Can you hear me? Hey,
Yeah.
there I am. Yeah, so the Cavaliers got behind there at the beginning, and Chippewa did a good job of just keeping up with them and taking over.
Yeah, and that's basically what happened. Ethan Kjellberg looked fairly effective for the 5 innings that he pitched, and a rare performance by Lucas Cosley where he had trouble finding the plate tonight. And then Reese Lucas came in, and it's not that he really struggled or anything, it's just the Lumberjacks were opportunistic, and they were able to pull some things together, and hopefully we can get Coach Pete Bartingale, or Manager Pete Bartingale, over here to talk with us a little bit. I see he's, as Ann likes to say, he's running for mayor over there as he's talking to everybody he runs into, and
yeah, see if he makes his way.
But so we'll see if we can get him over here, and I'll tell you what, and he is headed this way, and
you gotta pick up
and so now he stopped, and talked with...
No.
And we're just waiting. He's on his way. So I'll tell you what. Let's do a quick ad so we're ready for this, and we'll be talking right after this here on Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How was it? Is it good?
It's pretty loud upstairs.
Okay, we're back here at Cinder City Park talking with Pete Bartengale. And Pete, not exactly the result you wanted today.
No, I thought Isaiah Katz pitched really well, had us off guard, and there's a reason he pitches at St. Cloud State, and I've coached him before in travel baseball, and I wasn't aware he was playing on their team, but he was asked to play on this team, and it declined. So, but he's a great pitcher. You got to give him a lot of credit. He kept us off guard.
And you could tell, I mean, the Cavaliers picked up 3 runs, but only got 5 hits, and you're not going to win a whole lot of games if they're going to scatter 5 hits throughout the game. And
yep.
So,
yeah, the message with the guys, our post-game message was everyone needs to pick up a bat here in the next few days and hit. We're going to work out Tuesday night, but yeah, you hit it right on the head. We simply need to hit better, way better. We're just not going to win many games.
That's right. And your pitching was respectable.
Yep.
Ethan threw a pretty decent 5 innings.
Yep.
And, in fact, I had it here. He only gave up 2 earned runs.
Yep.
And only gave up 3 hits, struck out 6, and in 5 innings, that's a pretty good outing.
Yeah, I thought Ethan pitched really well, and he got a bad break there in that line drive right to Connor O'Reilly there. And I've been where Connor's been, where you think it's coming right at you, and then all of a sudden you realize it's straight over your head. So that was a big play in the game, but he just simply misjudged it. But we just need to get better all the way around. We worked out yesterday, but again, we have some new players, and I think everyone's getting to know each other a little bit, but we can't keep that in our back pocket very long. We just need to pick it up Wednesday.
I was kind of curious to see how Caden Erickson was going to react to this level of ball and making his debut as a Cavalier, and boom, he lines a shot out into right field, first trip up to the plate, and he had a pretty decent game today.
Yeah, he's a great player, and I think Cavalier Nation's going to like him a lot. He'll be playing a lot there, and he's just a great young man, so a great person to have on our team. But we simply need to start hitting him much better.
And hopefully that'll happen on Wednesday night when you take on the Plum City Blues.
Yeah, we should have a few more players back. The Kapanke brothers are coming back, so I think that will help. Cooper Kapanke's had a great year at Winona, and Campbell I know really well from coaching and travel. So, and I think O'Brien might be back. They played playoffs this weekend, so I'm not sure how they did. So you'll see some new guys, but we're going to have to figure it out to get the best sticks in the lineup right now, because I think as a team we can't be hitting much over 250.
Right. Well, good luck on Wednesday. Let's put this one in the rearview mirror and go get them on Wednesday.
All right. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you. And we'll be back with more Talkin' Baseball right after this timeout. You're tuned to Talkin' Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
And we're back here at Cinder City Park, getting ready to wrap things up. Final thoughts, Dan?
Yeah.
Helps if I turn on your microphone.
Yeah, new guys for the Cavs tonight. They're going to piece it together, get back on the road. Well, we'll be home Wednesday. Home game.
Wednesday, friendly confines of Carson Park.
So, Coach Bartengale get the team ready to roll.
And so, we hope to see everybody there at Carson Park. And, of course, if you can't make it to Carson Park, join us here on Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. In fact, that is the next Cavaliers game, and it's the first game of the season at Carson Park. Wednesday, May 18th, they're going to take on the Plum City Blues in a single 9-inning game. Live coverage of the game on both the Northern Light Webcasting Network and audio service and NLWN-TV will begin at 6:35 with the In the Dugout show, followed by all the play-by-play action. The next Cavaliers CRBL game will be a week from today when they host the Eau Claire Bears in a doubleheader at Carson Park. Live coverage of both of these games on both the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-TV will begin at 12:05 with the In the Dugout show. Don't forget veterans. The Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind the veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all veterans home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Also, don't forget the Geno's Player of the Day. Today was Mitch Voller, and Mitch did not get any extra base hits, but he was the player of the game, so just stop out at Geno's Pizza tomorrow and mention Mitch Voller and get a free soft drink. And keep listening here for that player of the game, because Geno's has got stuff for you, and boy, I tell you what, it's awfully good pizza too. All right, today's Cavalier baseball game is brought to you by, well, like we just said, Geno's Pizza. That's right next to Action City and voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing for the Chippewa Valley. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Callista Salon on Water Street in Eau Claire. Call 715-864-5332 for a reservation. Muldoon's Menswear on Hastings Way, where the well-dressed men of Eau Claire shop. And Royal Credit Union, where they are different in a good way. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. So, for Dan Petchow, Ann Monroe, Cassie Johnson, this is Rick Olson. That final score once again, the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 7, Cavaliers 3. You've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Talkin' Baseball, a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.